As the story of Arthur Morgan draws to a close, the player steps into the boots of Red Dead Redemption 1 protagonist John Marston for the final portion of this title. As we enter Chapter 2 of the epilogue, John purchases a property called Beechers Hope in the Great Plains region of West Elizabeth. Many gamers, including myself, rushed through the portion of this title somewhat, missing many details in the process, but today I'll be showing you a list of things that you may possibly have overlooked during your time on the ranch itself. Welcome to the video. You're listening to Phil of Philby Gaming. If you enjoy what you see today, be sure to hit that like button as it helps the video out tremendously, and if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Also, please be aware, as warned at the start of the video, that there will, of course, be spoilers ahead for Red Dead Redemption 2. Now with that being said, let's get into what we came here to see. Things you missed at Beechers Hope. Just as you could with Arthur during time spent at the gang's camps, John too can perform chores around his ranch. This will include delivering pails of water, feeding chickens, clearing out the barn, or milking cows for example. Although these tasks may feel a little daunting to some, there are rewards awarded to the player as you continue to work. With each chore completed, John will gain a little more honour, which in turn can grant you multiple things, such as discounts from stores. But what some may not have realised is that aside from the small rewards, there is actually an endgame to these tasks, albeit a little underwhelming to be fair. You may have noticed an empty cart at Beechers Hope. It has a purpose. After feeding the chickens or milking the cow, John can carry goods such as eggs and milk to the wagon to store them. After eventually filling the wagon, you now have the option to sell the goods. Even though you get very little money for this, in comparison to the work you've just put in, it's still a nice touch to see that you can earn a little more than honor level and store discounts. During the earlier portion of Chapter 2 of the epilogue, before Abigail and Jack return to John, players may have missed a hidden message constructed into some planks of wood just outside of the home. The message reads 0451. This is actually a reference to Looking-Glass Studios, who were known for the Deus Ex franchise. The numbers 0451 was the door code which allowed employees access to the Looking-Glass offices in Cambridge, Massachusetts. The company then inserted the 4-digit code into some of their games, such as the first locked door in the Deus Ex series, with other gaming companies taking note of this and followed as a nod to Looking-Glass, just as Rockstar Games did right here. If Arthur's honor level was low during your playthrough, he would often see wolves or coyotes in his visions. This also carries on over to the epilogue with John, although it's a little more difficult to notice. If you pay close attention to the entrance gate at Beechers Hope, you will often see 3 coyotes who will always spawn at that location. Many believe that the 3 animals represent the trio of protagonists from the Redemption series: Arthur, John, and then later, Jack. I did read somewhere that if Arthur has high honor, then 3 deer would often spawn in their place, but it's not something I've spotted myself. If you guys could check it out and let me know in the comment section what 3 animals spawn for you, I'd greatly appreciate it. For this next one, we have to step slightly outside of the farm, but close enough for me to include it in this video. Players of the original Red Dead Redemption may remember the treasure hunting side quest, and if you manage to get to part 8 of the hunt, where you are tasked with finding Pickett's treasure, you may recognise this large tree next to a small stone wall. Although there is no treasure here during RDR2, some may not have realised that this is a reference to the 1994 movie The Shawshank Redemption. Character Red, portrayed brilliantly by Morgan Freeman, travels to this very location and uncovers a treasure of his own, left to him by fellow inmate and friend Andy. If you view this movie clip and compare it to the tree in both Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, you will clearly see that the pair are identical to one another. As John's journey progresses, what some may not have noticed is that the residents of Beechers Hope does so too. During one mission, the Geddes family contribute a lot of furnishings to John and Abigail, but I'm referring to small changes added over time. If you explore the home once it's been constructed and then re-examine the property after completing a mission, you will notice small additions have been put in place, both in and outside of the home, such as the painting of John and Abigail above the fireplace or the gazebo and outhouse on the property surroundings. Why not see what differences you can spot yourself during your time at Beechers Hope? When playing as Arthur Morgan, members of the Van der Linde gang would often ask for assistance in seeking out items, such as the storybook for Jack, the naval compass for Pearson, or the necklace for Tilly Jackson. This continues in the epilogue with John. During random encounters at the farm, John can have interactions such as the following too.
John! John!
What?
Well, this is kind of embarrassing, but I need a few things for a home remedy.
A few things like what?
Oh, just some whiskey, peppermint, milkweed, some hair grease, and, some skunk meat.
What? What have you been up to?
Oh, it's a long story, but it really hurts. If you're out and about and come across any of these things, well, I'd appreciate it.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, John.
How are you?
Fine. You?
Good. I like that feather.
Me too. Of course, eagle feathers are sacred, but more than that, it reminds me of my mother.
Really?
She used to love them. She'd make beautiful things with them.
If I find any, I'll bring them to you.
Thank you, friend.
After completing these item requests, John will be awarded by the recipient. In this case, after finding the eagle feather for Charles, he is given a bottle of horse reviver, and when handing Uncle the home remedy ingredients, John earns himself a new outfit, which players have come to call the One-Shot Kid outfit. So be sure to hang around Beechers Hope sometimes and interact with everyone there. Who knows what you'll learn? There are a couple of things that John can interact with when he's trying to relax after a long day of work. One of these is a somewhat hidden beer stash at the shed, which is attached to the main house. Tucked away in a corner, John can grab himself a few bottles, in turn leading to comical interactions with his family.
Partner?
Hello.
Hey, you old coot.
Hi, you young scamp. You seem fun for once.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
John, you are 4 sheets to the wind. Now cut it out.
Or, if you're looking for something more sophisticated, in the living room of the home, the player can interact with a bookshelf which has quite the selection and choose one to your liking. There are other ways that John can relax after working on the ranch all day. Quite often, the family will gather round the campfire at Beechers Hope to sing songs, just like they did during their time with the Van der Linde gang. Although this occurs during some of the scenes where John, Charles and Uncle are building the ranch, there are scenarios which can be joined during random events, such as the following.
He said he had to leave his home, his daddy'd married twice. His new ma beat him every day or two. So he saddled up old Shaw one night and lit a shuck this way. Thought he'd try to paddle his own canoe.
At any point during the game, when playing as either Arthur or John, a hunting request form can be picked up, triggering the side quest, A Better World, A New Friend. After completing this lengthy mission, which I believe to be 5 parts in total, the player is awarded with a Squirrel Statue. When playing as John at Beechers Hope, if you wait until Abigail and Jack return to him, John can place the Squirrel Statue atop the fireplace, triggering a secret scene that some may not have witnessed.
What is that?
It's art.
Oh, that's what they call it.
Lastly today, there are multiple hidden nighttime scenes that occur at Beechers Hope, which I believe may only trigger after John has either proposed to Abigail or after the ending credits when they are married. If Abigail is wearing a nightgown and is laying asleep, and then John goes to bed himself, scenes such as the following will play out.
Cannot believe we're sleeping in a house. A house we own. Just so goddamn strange.
Nice strange or nasty strange?
That's strange. Very nice.
There's no doubt a few things I've not mentioned in today's video, so if you know of any secrets or interactions, for example, at Beechers Hope, be sure to let us all know in the comment section provided. If you enjoyed what you saw today, you all know what to do, and if you wish to get in touch, you can do so by finding me over on my Instagram page. That's at PhilBeGaming. Thank you all for watching. You've been listening to Phil, and I'll see you in the next video.